cold front's coming our way. How cold will it get here in San Antonio, and how long will it last? Stay tuned for more here on UIW TV.
I'm Amy Schneider, and welcome to this week's broadcast. On October 23rd, Take Back the Night took place on Dubuis Lawn. For more on the story, we will go to Melanie Rosales.
Undeniably, every minute of every day, you are powerful, and nobody can take that away from you.
To end Domestic Violence Awareness Month, UIW's Women and Gender organization held its third annual Take Back the Night event. According to BreakTheCycle.org, nearly 3 out of every 4 Americans personally know someone who is or has been a victim of domestic violence.
The person who abused me was my big brother.
Studies also show women are 85% more likely to be victims of domestic violence.
Telling girls and everyone that's been through this that we're there for them, and that's what means the most to me.
As part of the event, students were also encouraged to march.
For a small donation of $3, lanterns were provided to students to carry around with them during the march around campus.
The donations go to the Rape Crisis Center, a 24-hour crisis intervention organization who offers free counseling and a prevention education program. They can be reached at 210-349-7273.
It's not taboo anymore. It's okay to come forward. We have, obviously society has changed. It's no longer about hiding what's happened to you.
Domestic Violence Awareness Month may be over, but help is here forever. Don't be afraid to speak out and reach out. For UIW TV, I'm Melanie Rosales.
As you may know, the clock tower here on campus rings every 15 minutes. Does the clock tower actually cause any issues because of its loud ringing? Here's Sydney Stansbury with more.
The clock tower that stands at the center of the UIW campus is a normal part of the school, a clock tower with a deep history and a superstition. But despite the great aesthetic that it provides the campus with, it has one major flaw. It is really loud.
When the clock tower rings, I probably don't even think about it much because one, it does it whether you hear it or not, and sometimes it reminds me of a time of day. And
after a couple of semesters of being on campus, the bell becomes ignorable, fading into the background as a part of daily life for professors. But does the same idea hold up with the students? Do people believe that the clock tower is ringing during the day is a nuisance? Let's find out.
I don't think it's a nuisance. It's actually, I guess, quite liberating, especially like it helps bring joy throughout the day. It helps remind students that obviously, even though you're in class, the day is going on.
Despite initially seeming like an issue, the students also have no problem with it, favoring its ringing and presence on campus. It seems not to disturb the students, and instead they seem to enjoy the ringing. Despite its inconsistency of not ringing every hour or 30 minutes, this seems to bother no one. For UIW TV, I'm Sydney Stansbury, signing out.
Last week, there was an art festival in the Student Engagement Center where people were able to share what they loved. Here's Joel Castro with more on that story.
The UIW Art and Music Festival took place on Thursday, October 24th in Student Engagement Center Concourse. The event was made several years ago by Gene Loden to give those attending UIW a way to express themselves artistically.
I wanted to celebrate all the artistic talent that we have here, whether it's from students, faculty, staff, alumni, give them a place to shine.
In addition to show off their artistic talent, students could also put their artwork up for sale. They also got the opportunity to give live music performances and poetry readings on the actual stage.
Music and art is like a second language to me. It feels like it's a nonverbal way to just communicate feelings, and it's always been a way for me to talk to people without actually saying things.
The Art and Music Festival is just one of the many events that UIW has to offer. Always be on the lookout for opportunities like this one to get your voice out there. For UIW TV, I'm Joe Castro.
Garden Days are the perfect first step in becoming a more sustainable university. Here's Maria Jose with more on the work that took place.
The Sustain organization, along with student scholars, have Garden Days the first Friday and third Friday of every month. Here, students come out to learn more about the basic gardening skills while enjoying some time with their friends. The Sustain scholars also collaborate a lot with the Sustain organization in the garden. They create a project every year that is presented at the end of the school year to see how it helped out UIW in becoming more sustained.
I like working at the gardens here at UIW because you get to meet a new group of friends here, and it's also contributing to the sustainability, not just in our community, but here at Incarnate Word.
The UIW Sustain Group has started a new project with Dr. Benjamin Mealy, where they are starting a compost initiative behind the headquarters.
So I'm on the Sustainability Advisory Board. I'm part of the Community Gardens Committee, and I'm also trying to start a composting initiative with numerous composting bins that have been brought out here to the headwaters, and we're trying to turn them into compost bins that will be able to compost anaerobically.
After garden meetings are over, both the Scholars and Sustain organization meet to see what changes can be made and discuss how projects are turning out. For UIW TV, I'm Maria Jose Casillas.
Oh gosh, it looks like it's going to rain today. Let's go to Janice Davila with your weather to find out.
Good morning. I'm meteorology student Janice Davila here at the UIW campus. Right now you can see it is 77 degrees with a light wind coming from the northeast with a high humidity at 94%, which means we are going to be expecting some rain later on today. Looking at our temperatures throughout the state, you can see the valley is experiencing some warmer temperatures, and up in the Panhandle it's going to be a little bit cooler than most of the area. 77 in San Antonio and 78 in Del Rio. Looking at the satellite, you can see it's mostly clear here in San Antonio. Down in Waco, the same, and just a little bit of showers off into the Gulf. Looking at our futurecast, you can also see we have just a little bit of thunderstorms into the next 24 to 48 hours. San Antonio and Corpus are going to be experiencing those, and that's going to be due to that cold front that's going to be coming through. And we're going to see that come down, but we have a high pressure system that's going to be coming down and bringing us some cloudy skies and some rain that'll hopefully warm things up. Our 7-day forecast is going to show that right now we're going to see those potential for thunderstorms being 74 today and that 60% chance. However, we're also looking at those low temperatures because it's going to be in the upper 40s into lower 50s throughout the next couple of days. Into the weekend, we're going to see those lower temperatures, but that cold front is going to hit tonight and bring down those temperatures into the upper 50s. However, we do have another one coming Monday. Monday being 57 degrees with another chance of rain, but this time it's going to be a lot lower. So this cold front is going to be on the drier end of things. It's going to start warming up into the mid next week into upper 60s with only a 30% chance of rain. Stay tuned for more here on UIW TV.
With daylight saving times this past weekend, I know I'm having trouble adjusting to the new time. How are you guys holding up? Head on over to our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to let us know at UIW TV. We'll show your results later in the show. Stay tuned for your News in a Minute and UIW TV Sports, and then later News in Espanol and UIW TV Entertainment. We'll be right back after this brief message.
listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Welcome back to UIW TV. I'm Ale Tamayo with your news in a minute. Death row inmate Rodney Reed could be executed within days, despite new evidence that suggests he could be innocent. Rodney has been on death row here in Texas for 21 years after being convicted of 1996 rape and murder of 19-year-old Stacy Stites. The Innocent Project said that Reed, who is an African-American male, was convicted by an all-white jury. The murder weapon has never been tested for DNA evidence, and forensic experts have admitted to errors in their testimony. Multiple celebrities have used their social media platform to stop this execution from happening. Artists such as Rihanna, Meek Mill, Kim, T.I., and many more have encouraged their fans to sign the petition at freerodneyreed.com. If this is something that you're interested in, you can also sign the petition. Now, San Antonio Pets Alive has issued out an emergency SOS. According to their press release, animal care services are at maximum capacity and all of their locations are full. If fosters are unable to come forward, innocent puppies and small dogs will be euthanized. San Antonio Pets Alive needs your help to prevent this. Further information can be found on their website at sanantoniopetsalive.org. When you adopt a dog, you save a life. If you pass the courtyard around by Dubuis Hall, you may have noticed a new tree planted. This tree was planted by the Sisters of Charity of UIW, led by Sister Martha Ann Kirk. This was part of the International Charter for Compassion's movement for the Compassion Tree Project. Many people joined by planting the soil around the tree, praying for it, and making sure that the tree can start a very long life of growing up. We hope that it's still a part of the landscape here at the university. And now, the Fiverr Artists of San Antonio are still conducting their 44th annual Joyride Fiverr Art Exhibit. This event has been going on since October 11th and will end on November 15th. They're a nonprofit group whose mission is to advance Fiverr as an art form. You can visit the display at the Kelso Art Center from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. In Cardinals, with the flu season just around the corner, it's very important to safeguard yourself from the seasonal cold. The Health Services Center is providing flu shots up until December 20th, so you can go in between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. on weekdays to get yourself a shot. You just need to bring a medical ID, driver's license, or your university ID to get the shot. Hope you stay healthy during the cold winter months ahead. And now, the UIW shuttle bus hours of operation will be extended to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, with one shuttle running from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday service will remain the same from 8 a.m. to noon. So for all you cars that get out of class at 8:45, you don't have to move your car down the hill now. And well, that is all we have for this week's News in a Minute. I'm Ale Tamayo. Catch you on a covering you for UIW Sports.
Good afternoon, Cardinals, and welcome to the sports segment for UIW TV. I'm Joanna Santillan, and I'm here to update you on what's going on for UIW athletics and a few topics within the NFL and the NBA. First, UIW football dropped a heartbreaking 44-41 loss in overtime for the Cardinals' homecoming game back on October 26 against Northwestern State. Quarterback John Copeland went 27 for 36 yards and had 2 touchdowns. With those 2 scoring passes, Copeland set a new program record for touchdown passes in a career with 39. Unfortunately, despite having such a high-scoring game, this was the first time UIW has lost at home. The next opponent the team faced after the homecoming loss was against Nicholls State on November 2nd for UIW's Military Appreciation Game. Quarterback John Copeland led the Cardinals going 34 of 55 for 381 yards and a touchdown. Again, despite strong efforts both offensively and defensively from the Cardinals, Nicholls State refused to go quietly. And with 3:27 left in the game, Nicholls had a 9-play, 74-yard drive. UIW had 1 drive left and wanted to make the most of it to get in the lead. But as Copeland connected with wide receiver Brady Rogers with a 14-yard pass, The time had expired and the Cardinals dropped a loss of 27-23. As for your other fellow Cardinals, let's take it to the men's basketball team who just had their season opener last night against Southeastern Conference contender, the University of Missouri. The UIW men's basketball team was led by the freshman guard Drew Lutz's 16 points. Lutz set the record for the most points scored by a freshman in their first game since UIW moved to Division I in the 2013-14 season. The Cardinals battled hard and cut the Missouri lead to just 1 point multiple times during the first half, and the Power 5 team proved too strong as the Cardinals lost 82-42. Despite the uneven score, the Cardinals showed flashes of potential against what will likely be the toughest team they face all season. You know, it's always nice to see celebrities come down to the Alamo City. Snoop Dogg is one of those celebrities who just happened to be sitting courtside this past Sunday to show love for his team when the Lakers were visiting the Spurs for their first meeting of the season. Nonetheless, Snoop still showed love for San Antonio, and like good old San Antonio hospitality, they showed it right back as Snoop received a custom Spurs jersey handed to him by the one and only Coyote. But with Snoop's visit, along came the first home loss for the Spurs as the Lakers beat the Spurs 103-96. San Antonio's next home game will be today, Thursday, November 7th at 7:30 when CP3 and the OKC Thunder pay a visit. Go Spurs, go. Have y'all heard about the football playing cat recently? Well, if you haven't, where have you been? The Dallas Cowboys took on the New York Football Giants for their second division meeting this past Monday for Monday Night Football. But in the middle of the second quarter, MetLife Stadium had a furry little visitor. There was a black cat who showed up on the field and wanted to show off what they had to make it into the NFL. Needless to say, the furry friend traveled for 179 yards and had a top speed of 14.3 miles per hour. We'll have to stick around and see where they'll end up getting signed to. Where did this cat come from, you ask? Reports have stated that MetLife Stadium keeps strays inside the building and even employees keep them fed. Aww. Enough about the cat. The Cowboys went on to beat their divisional rival 37-18. The boys will go on to play the Minnesota Vikings this coming Sunday for Sunday Night Football. Kickoff is at 7:20 in Arlington, Texas. Well, that's all I have for you today, Cardinals. Remember, I'm Joanna Santillan, and thank you for watching. Don't go anywhere, as Maria Jose will take over and give you UIW News in a Minute en Español.
Hola cardenales, soy María José Casillas y bienvenidos a Noticias en Español en un minuto. El preso, Ronnie Reed, podría ser ejecutado dentro de unas semanas a pesar de nuevas evidencias que sugiere que podría ser inocente. Ronnie ha estado en la fila de muerte aquí en Texas por 21 años después de ser condenado por violación y el asesinato de Stacy en 1996. El Inocente Proyecto dice que Reed es un hombre afroamericano y fue condenado por un jurado blanco. El arma de asesinato nunca ha sido probado por ADN y expertos forenses han admitido errores en su testimonio. Muchos de las celebridades han utilizado su plataforma de medios sociales para detener esta ejecución. Artistas como Rihanna, Meek Mill, Kim y T.I. y muchos más han animado a sus fans para firmar la petición en freerodneyreed.com. Si esto es algo que les interesa, ustedes también pueden firmar la petición. San Antonio Pets Alive ha emitido una emergencia SOS. Según su comunicado de prensa, los servicios de cuidado de animales tienen la máxima capacidad y todas las locaciones están llenas. Si los adoptadores no están presentes, los perritos inocentes y los perros pequeños serán eutanizados. San Antonio Pets Alive necesita su ayuda para prevenir esto. Se puede encontrar más información en su sitio web en sanantoniopetsalive.org. Cuando adoptas a un perro, salvas una vida. Si ha pasado por el área de Dewey's Hall, puede haber notado un nuevo árbol plantado. Este árbol fue plantado por las hermanas de caridad de UIW. La hermana Martha Ann Kirk. Esto fue parte de International Charter for Compassion Movement, el proyecto del árbol de compasión. Muchas personas se unieron a plantar el suelo alrededor del árbol, orar por ella y asegurarse de que el árbol pueda empezar una vida muy larga de crecimiento y ser parte del paisaje de nuestra universidad. Los artistas de Fibra de San Antonio están realizando su 45A exposición anual de arte de fibra, Joyride. Este evento ha estado activo desde el 11 de octubre y terminará el 15 de noviembre. Son un grupo sin fines de lucro cuya misión es avanzar la fibra como una forma de arte. Puedes visitar esta exhibición en el Kelso Art Center de 10 a.m. a 8 p.m. Cardenales, con la temporada de gripa que ha llegado hacia nosotros, es importante salvarse de la gripa que viene con esta temporada. El Centro de Servicios de Salud va a proveer la vacuna contra la gripa hasta el 20 de diciembre. Pueden entrar a las 8 a.m. hasta las 12 p.m. los días de la semana para obtener su vacuna. Necesitan traer una identificación médica, licencia de conducir o una identificación universitaria para obtener su vacuna. Espero que se mantengan saludables durante los meses de invierno. Las horas de operación del autobús de transporte sobre UIW se extenderán hasta las 10 p.m. del lunes al jueves, con un shuttle de 8 p.m. a 10 p.m. El servicio de viernes permanecerá igual desde las 8 a.m., así que para todos los que salen tarde de su clase a las 8:45, no tienen que mover su coche del garage. Bueno, cardenales, eso es todo por hoy, pero no vayan a ninguna parte. Aleta Mayo les tiene los highlights del entretenimiento. Stay tuned after this message for your UIW TV entertainment.
I got a crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. I'm scared of. But if you throw me love, I'll throw you some more.
Hey Cardinals, my name is Ale Tamayo and welcome to your entertainment highlights. I hope everyone had the chance to catch up with Nanny, Hannah, and AG in their latest Cardinal Nights. If you haven't, go check them out in our YouTube channel at UIW TV. Last weekend was the beginning of November and that meant it was time to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. The Briscoe Western Art Museum in San Antonio kicked off this year's Day of the Dead 2019 this past weekend. A new citywide celebration has been added to her legacy and a pop-up museum exhibit along with it.
Here at the Briscoe Western Art Museum, we have an exhibit that is called Almost Creativus, and it's in conjunction with the Day of the Dead celebration. This year we're starting a new celebration, Day of the Dead 2019 this year.
The Day of the Dead Festival kicked off last Friday with food, celebration, and festivities in La Villita. Almas Creativas will run through November 8th at the Briscoe Western Art Museum. Last time we went live, we talked about Mala Luna. Well, our officers Hannah, AJ, and Nani went and got us the entire weekend highlight. Here is a quick recap.
Hi guys, my name is Nani, and today I'm at the Mala Luna Music Festival 2019. I went last year, and now we're back at it again. We're going to be here both days, bringing you full coverage of what's happening at this year's Mala Luna Music Fest. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me at this year's Mala Luna Music Fest. If you guys made it to Mala Luna, make sure to tag us on your pictures for a chance to feature our Cardinal Knights. I'm your host, Nani Melendez-Lopez. Till next time.
Wow, Mala Luna seemed like a lot of fun. If you guys didn't make it this year, that's okay. Mala Luna will come back again around the same time as this year, so start saving up for 2 days of great vibes. Moving on, let's talk about Nicki Minaj and her beef with Wendy Williams. Before we get into the beef, let's get the important details out of the way. Early July, Nicki Minaj made an announcement via Instagram announcing her marriage to Kenneth Petty by uploading a video with matching Mr. and Mrs. Petty mugs and baseball caps that says bride and groom. Long story short, Wendy Williams threw some shade at her marriage by bringing up Mr. Petty's criminal history during her live show. Wendy mentioned that Nicki's husband was 7 years in prison and that he's a registered sex offender because of an incident that happened when he was 15. Nicki Minaj did not like that, and during a Queen Radio, she spilled it all out. She called Wendy Williams vicious and demonic. She also insinuated that everything bad that has happened to her is karma. Minaj mentions in Queen Radio that there are people who report the news and there are people who do it with an evil intent. Now, onto a more positive note, 2 months ago, Kevin Hart got into a crash in his Plymouth Barracuda that required him to go into an emergency back surgery. Recently, he shared an Instagram documentary where he shows the recovery process he has been going through. The footage shows hospital nurses helping Kevin stand for the first time, physical therapy sessions which led him to be able to do full workouts, and intimate family moments. In the video, he reflects on life and says, "When God talks, you gotta listen," which has become my favorite quote. Kevin is getting better and better every day, and he let that show when he trolled Dwayne Johnson with a hilarious costume. Speaking about something hilarious, one of our favorite couples had a blast at Universal Studios in Los Angeles. I am talking about Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. Over the weekend, Chrissy posted a video on Twitter showing John Legend performing his 2013 hit, All of Me, in a onesie with his face, and it was a little tipsy, which caused everyone to laugh at the entire situation. How funny, this couple is literal goals. Well, Cardinals, this has been your entertainment highlights. Make sure to tune to our social media so you can get updates on our next. I'm your host, Ale Tamayo. Till next time.
Earlier, we asked how you were adjusting to daylight savings time. Here's what you had to say. I'll tell you in an hour. Okay, I'll be waiting. Well, that's all we have for you this week. Make sure to tune in to Cardinal Nights next week at 6 p.m. and join us again November 21st for our last broadcast of the semester. Thanks for watching.